Hi, and welcome to another video in the series where we show you how to drive growth and competitive advantage using digital marketing at each stage of the customer conversion journey. In this video, we're going to focus on conversion optimization, which applies to all stages. So when you think of conversion optimization, what do you think? Running split tests, moving elements around on a page, changing the colour of buttons, improving the conversion rate of the website? Maybe you think conversion optimization's carried out based on a black box of best practices combined with the gut instinct of the optimiser. Well, I'm sure for some people that might be how conversion optimization works, but true effective conversion optimization tends to follow a methodical process. So best practices and the skill and instinct of the optimiser fuel the performance and the outcomes rather than dictate the methodology and the process. So in this video, I'm going to walk through what you should expect to see from a professional conversion optimization process. Okay, so don't jump straight in and start running tests. Also, don't immediately focus on the conversion rate of the entire website. Before you do anything, step one, start by identifying the business objectives that you want to achieve through effective conversion optimization. The question to ask is, what metrics do we want to increase? Don't worry about how you're going to go about achieving this right now, just identify the metrics that you want to improve. Step two, put yourself in the prospect's shoes and move through the customer conversion journey yourself. As you do this, make a note of as many questions as you can from the user's perspective, as well as your own. So some example questions might be, when people land on this page and first see the offer, what might be their first thought? Do they immediately know what you offer, what problem you solve, and why you're the best option? Or are they unsure of what it is that you actually do? Other questions might be, are people scrolling this far down the page and reading this important copy that we've placed a bit lower down? Another question might be, do people who have visited the blog as part of their conversion journey convert at a higher rate than people who haven't? Step three, data collection and analysis. So after completing the previous step, you've now got a list of questions derived from your customer conversion journey analysis. You now need answers to these questions. To find answers to these questions, you need to collect data. And data usually comes in two forms, quantitative and qualitative. There's a high chance you'll need both, so correctly configure your tracking so that you've got the right quantitative data being collected, and also collect any qualitative data that you might require to provide answers to the questions you identified in the previous step. Effective data collection is super important because the answers to these questions are going to fuel your hypothesis and testing roadmap in a later step. So when you've collected enough data to provide statistically significant answers to your questions, review the data and look for insights and patterns from which to draw conclusions. Step four, identify problems. So review the data and insights and identify areas where you think there's a problem, meaning a potential opportunity to drive growth and competitive advantage. Step five, hypothesis. Review your list of problem or opportunity areas identified in the previous step and organise them in priority order based on the expected impact to the business objectives that you identified in step one. Form a hypothesis as to the opportunity areas. And by hypothesis, I just mean your ideas based on the data and insights as to what you think should be changed and for who in order to improve performance. Step six, solution design. So based on your hypothesis, you now develop a treatment plan to test. This might include creating landing pages to test against the original control page, configuring additional tracking, and setting up A/B or multivariate testing tools. Step seven, analysis. Review and analyse your tests once sufficient data has been collected for the results to be statistically significant. Look for what worked or what didn't work, and for who. What insights have you obtained? And where else might these insights be used throughout the whole business to further improve performance? Step 8, new hypothesis. So repeat the whole cycle by forming a new hypothesis based on your additional insights from the test results. Use things like best practices and other people's reported winning tests to draw insights from. Don't just deploy things like that as is, because remember, that's someone else's solution to someone else's problem. So after going through this example methodology, I hope you were a bit clearer as to how conversion optimization works and how it can be used to drive growth and competitive advantage and maximize the effectiveness of your digital marketing efforts. I also hope that it's revealed why it's super important not to jump straight to the testing phase without solid data collection and a well thought out, data-driven hypothesis and testing plan. Here at Reef, our unique conversion optimization methodology is engineered to improve the entire customer conversion journey, to move people from prospects who don't know your brand to people who are happy customers wanting to give you 5-star reviews and refer their friends. But more on that in a later video. And that wraps up this video. So as always, if you've got any questions, feel free to send them in and we'll do what we can to help. And if you've got any topics that you'd like to see us covered in a future video, feel free to let us know and we'll see what we can do. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be notified of when the next video is available. Other than that, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.